Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing this morning? Hopefully there are a lot of people watching online because it does not look like the numbers are equaling what's in front of me here. For those of you that are watching online and everybody here, just to let everybody know, we will be doing breakout meetings for individual run groups after this meeting, and those are in person. So if you're watching online, you might want to start headed this way so you're ready for that once we start to do that. But welcome today to Sebring International Raceway, presented by Chin Track Days with our presenting partner, Zotz Racing, your home for Porsche podiums. We thank you all for coming out. Looks like it's going to be a great day today. Is everybody ready to get out there and have some fun on track? Well, good news is your track day has started with this world-famous drivers meeting that I know y'all enjoy more than anything. So we're going to have some great weather today. Going to have great friends, great laps out here. We just want to make sure that everybody is ready to have a wonderful time. So if you guys don't know me, my name is Will Conklin. I'm the event manager for today's event with Chin Track Days. I do not put this event on by myself. I do have quite a bit of help. Jim Pomeroy is here. I think he's in the trailer right now. He's helping me out with this today. Also, we have a great staff of chief instructors. We've got Jim Hoffman here, Jeff Bauer in the back, and somewhere Jimmy Mack is here as well. There he is. Jim Hoffman will be running our novice classroom later today, so those that are novices, you'll be seeing him, and he's got a great presentation coming up for you. So real quick, everybody who is a novice here today, can you go ahead and raise your hand? I want to give you all a round of applause. We don't have you raise your hand to get you nervous or point you out. We just want to let you know that you're here. You've started a new hobby with a bunch of great friends. Everybody here in the paddock, everybody here with Chin Track Days, if you have a question or are concerned or not sure what you should do or where you should be, just come up and ask somebody. We're all here to be friends, and we want to help you have a really good time out here. So thank you for coming out. On the side note of that, how many people that are instructors here today that will be instructing novices? Raise your hand. Big round of applause for all you instructors. We appreciate you coming out, sharing your experience, to have other people share this hobby. Couldn't do it without you. And definitely all of us have been novices at one time and have been with an instructor. If some of you are here and you have run track days quite a bit, have a lot of experience, and you think, how can I do something different? I don't just like giving laps anymore. I'd like to tell people how to do this. We always are accepting new instructors. If you come talk to one of us, we can let you know how you can get on the path to become an instructor, and we'd be glad to have you. Real quick, as we know, the vaccine is out. COVID-19 is still here. We ask everybody if you please still wear masks. Sebring does require it in the garage area. If you're in there, whether you're a driver or a friend or guest, they require it in the paddock. We also require it around the chin trailers here. My mask will be going back on as soon as this meeting is over. Otherwise, this would be a very muffled display. But we just ask everybody to help do their part. Hopefully, we're going to get through this sooner rather than later. It seems like it's getting much better very quickly. So all of us have a core mission today, all of us at Chin Track Days, and we just want to make sure everybody here has a great track day. We have gathered all the parts together, got the track here, ran some run groups, set up times and a schedule, basically have all the parts to put together a great track day, but now we're going to put it in your hands, and you guys have got to assemble that yourselves, because you guys are going to be the ones on track. Wouldn't be very much fun if we were out there driving the cars for you, although it'd be fun for us, wouldn't be fun for you. So we want you guys to go out, put on a great track day, and if something goes wrong, that's something that you guys can control. So, one quick thing I'd like to do, we'd like to give away to our first registered driver and first registered novice for the event. We sit on our computers every Monday night at 9 o'clock when an event goes live, and we want to see that the website is working, because sometimes things don't. So we sit there until somebody registers. We'd love it to see the first person register quickly, because that means that we are done for the evening and can go back to bed or back to whatever we were doing. The first driver for today's event was Daniel Overby. Daniel, are you here? Daniel, you should be here. You are a novice driver. There you are. And our first instructor was John Donlin. John Donlin, are you here? Thanks, Thanks, guys. Thank you very much for getting registered early and often. How you doing, John? So today we're going to be running our standard 3-run group format. The 10-run group format is green, which will be novices with instructors in the car, and also recently solo qualified drivers. That will be indicated by a yellow or orange wristband. Those drivers may be new to the lap here at Sebring, or maybe have just recently been solo qualified. Go out and give them an opportunity to run at a little bit slower pace to get used to the lap out here. Then we'll be running our blue group, which is our intermediate solo group. That'll be blue or purple wristbands today. Those groups, passing is unrestricted anywhere on the lap. It does require a point buy, just like in green group. All of our groups do require point buys. Anywhere you're comfortable on the lap in the blue group, you can give a point buy. So coming into a turn, coming up to a turn, straightaways, whatever you feel comfortable with. The next group is the red group, which is our advanced solo group. Also, point buys are allowed anywhere on the lap. It's unrestricted passing, but it does require a point buy. The difference between red group and blue group point buys is in blue group, it's encouraged to do wherever you can and where you're comfortable. In red group, it's expected. So in red group, nobody should ever reach your bumper and have to wait for a point buy. That point buy should have already been given, and it's smooth and seamless passing and track activity. So if you're considering moving up to that red group and you've run in blue for a while, just remember that when those cars are coming, if you see somebody coming up, let's get them by quick as you can, because if you do not give them point buy, car come up to your bumper, then that would be a fail for a red group checkout ride. And we'd rather see you guys pass than not. So quick passing point buy review. Point buy is the only way to allow somebody to go by you, and a point buy is also the only way you can go by somebody else. So we do point buys in 2 ways. The first recommended way is with your arm completely out the window with a point would be a point buy to the left. Arm up over the roof would be a point buy to the right. We also do allow turn signals. That would be 3 blinks to the left for a left point buy, 3 blinks to the right for a right. The one thing we have found, though, is nobody ever leaves their arm out the window when they're given a point buy. We have seen if you leave your turn signals on. And if your turn signals are on, then people will just randomly pass you when you're not expecting it. So please, if you're using turn signals, if you have a vehicle with fixed windows, make sure that you're canceling those turn signals after you've given the point buy. So which side of the car do you give a point buy on? It's very easy. When you're coming up to a corner, then you give the point buy in the direction of the next curve. So if you're coming up into turn 1 here on Sebring, it is a left-hand turn. You would give that point buy off to the left, let them go by, and then tuck in behind them so you can both hit the apex in the proper spot. If you got a car in your mirrors, what do you guys know about that car that's in your mirrors? He's faster than you. So if you're in a higher horsepower car and there's some lower horsepower car and he's all in your mirrors, it's not that the car is faster, the driver is faster than you. So let's get them by, give them a point buy quickly and courteously, then follow them, see maybe what they're doing a little bit different than you to get that car going through the curves that quickly. Then if you're on their tail for a while, they're going to reciprocate that and give you a point buy, and it's going to be some great laps. Some of the best laps I've had is playing with other cars out there, and in different sections of the track, different people are faster and slower. So you get to pass and be passed quite a bit, and it usually makes the track day much more interesting. If you are in a higher horsepower car and you give a point buy, say, coming out of turn 16 down the back straight, what are you going to have to do to let that lower horsepower car get by? Going to have to breathe off the throttle a little bit to let them go by. And trust me, if they tuck out, they're doing everything they can to try and get by. So just be courteous, let them get by, get back behind them again. And as I said, if you're right behind them, then they're going to give you that point buy as well. Everybody should want to let those cars pass, to have smooth flowing laps out there on track, have respect and courtesy for everybody out there on track. It makes the day a lot more fun. Usually the biggest complaint that we hear at the trailer is that somebody either A, didn't give me a point buy, or somebody passed me without a point buy. That's all under y'all's control when you're out there. So just pay attention to those cars in the mirror. If they're behind you, let's get them by. Nice, courteous point buys, and that will be reciprocated throughout the day. Real quick, I wanted to talk a little bit about track etiquette, something that we don't really talk about a lot normally during the driver's meeting. I want everybody to remember this is a high-performance driver's education event. This is not a race. There are no trophies. There are no prize monies. There's no sponsors looking to pick you up here. So go out there and have fun, but remember that you don't need to take unnecessary risks out there on track. Be mindful and thoughtful of everybody else who's on the track with you. Everybody here is your friends. Everybody here shares the same hobby and wants to have a great time out there. So if we're all friendly and courteous out there, then we're going to have a great day. Make sure that when you're going by somebody, they give you the point by. Make sure you're clear of that car before you just cut over. You don't need to get right back in front of them immediately. Don't need to cut them off. Be mindful of red mist. Does everybody here know what red mist is? It's when you stop thinking about what you're doing just to meet a goal on track. You want to get by that car, you want to set that lap time or whatever it may be, and you forget about everything else that's going on. Maybe the warnings or the things that would hold you back. Be careful of that. If you see that is coming on and you're doing things and making mistakes out there or doing things that you wouldn't normally do, maybe pull off, get a breath, get back out when you feel a little more comfortable out there. Everybody can reduce the possibility of any issues on track just by driving smarter out there. Alright, so anybody who's new to Sebring and hasn't been here, the road that is right behind you here is a one-way road down to the pit entrance. Pit entrance is at the end of the garages here by the Fangio Terrace. You'd make a right-hand turn, go out to the second right, which is the hot pits, and come down the pit lane. The pit garage lane is one way only this way. So if you're coming down through the pits, you're going to have to go all the way down this road, come into the garages this way, and then when you're going down the hot pits, that will be where you go out to get onto the track. When you get to the end of the pit lane there, you're going to have a starter who's going to check your wristband, make sure you're out in the right run group. They want to make sure your belts are secured and your helmet is secured. So give a little tug on that helmet so they know. Once that's all set, they're going to give you a point to go out on track. When they do that, lead with a little bit of gusto, because what they've done is they've looked down the track, they see that there's a spot where you can squeeze in, and they want you to get out there on track to do that. When you're merging into the track, there is a blend line. It is a white painted line that comes on your left-hand side as you come out of the pits there. And we want you to stay to the right side of that line, lost my battery, until the cars have seen you. You want to stay out there as far as you can. But that blend line does something that will cause you a problem. If you follow it all the way to the end, it'll put you right off into the grass. So make sure that you blend across that line sometime before it gets to the grass. Look in your mirror, see those cars that are coming down through turn one. They're going to be hauling ass through turn one. It's a very high-speed corner. If you see them coming, give them a little point by that you see them and that you're going to stay to the right so they can get through, and then just tuck in behind them. When you guys are coming off the track, when you're coming down the back straight here, get your arm out the window with a fist. If you have fixed windows, you can use emergency flashers as well. Fist or emergency flashers are a valid point by signal. So if you're coming up on a car and they've got their arm out the window, that means they're going to pit. You can pass them. That is valid point by. People who are pitting, stay to the right side of the track. Tuck in around 17 as close as you can to the wall, because what you're going to find is the car is going to want to drift out to the left as you're going around 17. That will put you right into the line of cars coming around that corner. Go ahead and pull into the pits, and you'll be good. If you do give a pit signal, please pit. You cannot change your mind if you're halfway down the back straight and decide all of a sudden, well, maybe I don't want to pit. Go ahead and pit. You've already given that signal. If you want to go back out, you can roll through the pits, and they'll let you right back out again. All right, if anybody does have any issues on track, I want you to look during the track orientation laps today. There are orange markings on the walls throughout the track. Those are areas where you can safely pull off the track into the infield. Safety can get to you very quickly. You can actually pull all the way back through the infield to get back to the paddock, where you won't delay or stop any track activities on track. If you have fluids leaking from your car or think you do, that's the best action to take. Try not to drag your fluids all the way around the track. Sebring likes to charge quite a bit for their oil dry, fluid dry, and the more fluid you leave down on the track, the longer it'll take to clean up, and they will definitely get a hold of you after that. So if this driver's meeting ever ends today, at 9 o'clock we'll start our track orientation session. What that is it's going to be under a standing yellow flag, so there'll be no passing. The speeds, you can go as fast as the car in front of you out there. We want you guys to use that to see all the corner worker stations, see the ones that are manned. Get used to the track surface out there. Make sure that all the curves and turns are where you left them the last time that you were here. If you haven't been here before, great time to see where all the corner workers are and just get a feel for the track, the bumps, and what everything else is out there. So please use those to your advantage. Make sure you get your car, tires, brakes, everything warmed up to temperature. So everything's ready to go. And then when we go to the hot sessions, everybody be ready to set some great laps out there. 9:30 will be our first classroom session for the novices. All our classroom sessions are going to be in the Hall of Fame building, which is this building to the left. You will enter from the door on the road there, which is on the right side of the building. 9 o'clock? Am I off? Oh, I am off. Yep, 8:30 warm-up. Track orientation session. See what happens when you cut and paste drivers' meetings for another one?
It's his first time here.
Yeah. All right, so 9 o'clock, first classroom session. Also the first red group session. Those will, during those first sessions, they'll be standing yellow during the first lap of every first session, and then we'll go hot. Then we'll rotate every 30 minutes. Next session will be 9:30 blue. At 10 o'clock will be our first green session. And again, red, blue, green into our lunch hour at 12 o'clock. At 12 o'clock, we take our lunch hour, have a whole hour to get some bites from the snack shack over here. We also will do our parade laps at 12:45. Parade laps are open to anybody, almost any vehicle, as long as it'll fit under the bridges out there. But if you have family or friends here, you want to take your tow vehicle or your SUV around the track or just show them, it's low-speed touring laps. No helmet is necessary, no wristband is necessary. Any licensed driver can participate in that. We're going to line up at about 12:35, start lining up on the hot pits, and we will leave promptly at 12:45. If you pull up at 12:47 and you're like, where are all the cars waiting for their parade laps, we've already left and you won't be able to join. But please, if you want to join us for that, it's also a great time if you're a new driver here or even an older driver here that is, seeing something on track, or you thought there's a bump there that I'm not used to. It's a good time at low speed to go out there and just see the conditions of the track. 1 o'clock, we will start up again with our sessions. Red group at 1 o'clock. Second classroom session also at 1 o'clock for novices. That second classroom session also will include a turn-by-turn, which is great if you haven't been here in a while. Jim goes through a great turn-by-turn that can help you out with some spots on the track, or maybe learn some things that you didn't know about the track that'll help you out when you're out there, and that's open to anybody. 1:30 blue group, 2 o'clock green group, followed again every half hour, red, blue, green, up until 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock we will do the world-famous happy hour. What happy hour is anybody is eligible to go out on track for a full hour of lapping. How we're going to do that? We're going to do that again with the courtesy and respect I talked about earlier. We're going to run it under blue group passing rules, which means you can pass anywhere on the lap as long as you're comfortable giving that point by. Higher drivers, advanced and intermediate drivers, you're going to see some drivers out there that you haven't seen before. They may be faster than you if they're in advance. They may be a little slower than you if they're green group drivers. Just be patient, pay attention to those, and be courteous out there. If you see a car out in the happy hour with X's on the back of the car, that means that is a novice. They are friends, not food. When you're out there, there is also an instructor in that car. So if you do something silly because you just want to get by them and you're passed without a point by, that instructor is going to see that happen, and we may be having a chat with you afterwards. All right. So everybody, just remember, let's pace ourselves out there, be disciplined, calm, build up slowly. We have a bunch of lap time today. It should be a beautiful day all day. Don't believe there's a chance of rain until late this evening. So today we're going to be nice and dry. We can build up slowly. Don't try and set that record lap on your first lap out there. Build up slowly to it. Let yourself and your car warm up to it. Make sure you and your car are prepared. Make sure you're drinking a lot of water today. It's going to be hot. Make sure you stay hydrated. If you start feeling like you're forgetting things or maybe a little confused or you haven't gone to the bathroom in a while, those are all signs you may be dehydrated. So make sure you're drinking water. If you're not making those decisions quickly in the car, that can be a problem. Definitely stay hydrated. Make sure your car's got its tow hooks in it. The tow hooks work a whole lot better when they're installed in the car, not in the back of the trunk where they come on the cars. And safety will get you off the track as quickly as they can. They want to attach to those tow hooks. If they can't find tow hooks, they may find something that is not as pleasant for them to hook up to, and it may cause an issue. But they'll get you off as quickly as possible. So if you have 4 wheels off the track surface today, please report, come into the pits. The starter's going to want to see the car, make sure that it's still safe. There aren't anything hanging off of it. It's good to go out. They just want to have a quick chat with you, make sure that you know what happened. 4 wheels off does not just include grass. It'll include any of the paved surfaces that are not part of the track. So if you go off the paved surface onto a runoff area or just off where there's some extra pavement, but you're past the line on the road, please just go in and self-report. If you don't self-report, they're going to go ahead and give you a black flag to get you in to see what happened. Again, I want to mention our presenting partner, Zotz Racing. Ron and Eric are both here from Zotz Racing today. They're at the far end of the paddock. They are your home for Florida Porsche podiums. If you have a Porsche, take it to the track already, or want some advice, or need coaching, any of those things, they can help you with that. They can prepare your car. They can upgrade your car. They can tell you what's going to fail on your car at the track before you get there and help you get that taken care of. They'll even transport your car to the track for you, make sure that it's ready to go. You can just get in and drive it, and when you're done, they'll clean it up and they'll bring it back for you. So definitely get a hold of Zots Racing. If you've got a Porsche, they can definitely help you out, help improve your lap times and your lap day. Our insurance partner today is Lockton Motorsports. They do specialized track day insurance for track day coverage. They also do garage or off-track coverage that will include if your race car or your track car is parked or trailered on the way to the event. They can cover that as well, so give them a look up. They are HPDEinsurance.com is the easiest way to get a hold of them, and that's Chin Track Days. We've used them for many years. I highly recommend it. So our vendors that are here today, I have Lyndon from Motor Images here. He's going to be taking pictures all day. He's got a quick word to let you know what he's offering today.
Good morning, guys. My name is Lyndon. I'm looking forward to motorimage.com. I'm right over here in the Black trailer, Black Canopy. We've got Tom and Sebring on the cameras today. We've got photographers all weekend. You do shoot all cars. So that's what we do. Everybody that wants to act, you do photographs. You sort out pictures by car numbers. So you stop by the trailer and show you pictures. Show you lunchtime today of your car. We have a package deal right now this weekend. All the shots of your car. The digital download later on leads to 150. Both days and the first weekend. In addition to that, you also get to select and take home free insight and pictures when you come to today. We do custom printing as well. Of many facility prints. Stop by and check it out.
Thank you, Lyndon. Yeah, definitely, guys, if you guys are interested in pictures, get out there early. If you let them know that you're going to get that package early, you're going to get a whole lot more pictures of your car, and the pictures that they take are excellent. I have quite a few of my own at home. Also like to mention GCS Transport. I don't see that George is here this weekend, but George with GCS Transport provides white glove transportation to all those bucket list tracks. All the tracks we go to, Hawkins Glen, Coda, Road Atlanta, Barber, any of those tracks, you can get with him. He will take your car there. You can fly in, so you don't have to drive the car there or tow it up yourself. Enjoy the track day, then get a flight home, and he'll bring the car home for you. George also offers coaching. He also offers a rental car. So if you're going to a track that you don't want to take your car to, but he'll be there, he has a rental car, and you can use his track, and it's a very nicely prepared BMW. G-Lock Brakes is Chin Track Day's provider of track spec high performance brake pads for all brands. They make them for all makes and models. Chin members all get a 10% off. You can get information on that discount on the Chin Track Days forum on the webpage. You can just order right online. They've got great selection of pads. Using those on my own personal car. We use those also on the Chin car. Great pads. Also, XP Motorsports is here. They're on the back paddock. For those of you that drive just about any car, if you have a issue on track today and you think that it's going to ruin your track day, you might be able to stop by. They may be able to get you going again. Check engine light, low pedal, something like that. They can get those things usually taken care of today. They are Corvette, Mustang, Camaro specialists, so they can help you out with that. But even if it's another make or another model, they can help you out. Hopefully salvage your track day if you're having an issue today. Real quick, I want to go over the upcoming calendar of events. Next event for the Chin calendar is April 16th. It's a one-day event at Road Atlanta. Then April 24th and 25th, we have a huge triple header. We have 3 events going on that weekend. That'll be our next event here at Sebring. We have an event going on at the National Corvette Museum up in Kentucky, and then an event at Coda as well. So please, if you guys are interested in any of those tracks, it's going to be a great weekend of activities to get to. If anybody wants to head into the Great Northeast, New Jersey Motorsports Park, May 1st and 2nd. The first of our 4 visits to Watkins Glen will be May 10th and 11th. We're going to be back here at Sebring again, May 15th and 16th. There are still plenty of spots open for both the 24th and 25th here and the 15th and 16th. Then we have back-to-back events at Road Atlanta, May 22nd and 23rd, followed up by a Monday visit to Barber on the 24th. So register early for all those events. Register often. Maybe you can win some great prizes like we gave away earlier today. So real quick, I want to say, who's in charge of your safety today? You guys are. And what are you here to do? That didn't sound very fun. Let's try that again. Is everybody awake? Had their coffee? All right, why are you here today? Have fun. All right, so real quick, like I said, we're going to break out into a couple different groups. Instructors, if you'll meet with Jim Hoffman behind the trailer here. Red group drivers, if you'll meet over on the concrete paddock with Jim Pomeroy. Blue group drivers, if you'll meet with Jeff Bauer back by the steps here. And all green and yellow group drivers, just step right on up here and we'll continue. Yes. Yep. Go ahead to blues for right now. Yep. All right, how's everybody doing today? All right, real quick, I just want to go over a couple things with drivers. All the novice drivers, have you met up with your instructors already? If you have not, after this meeting, just stay here. We'll get you met up. They are right behind the trailer right now, so we'll make sure you get met up with them. I want to go over the flags with you guys real quick. While he's pulling those out. So in our green group, passing zones are restricted to the straightaways. If you guys have a map, the straightaways are shown here. It's pretty self-explanatory. They're straight. So in between turn 17, the whole front straight to turn 1 is a passing zone. From turn 6, which is the bridge, all the way to the bridge right before turn 7, there is a little bit of a curve there. We consider that a straightaway passing zone. After turn 7, all the way to turn 10, there's also a little kink there. We consider that a straightaway passing zone. You're eligible to pass there. Between turns 13, which is the tower turn, to the start of Bishop's Bend, 14, there's passing zone there. Usually you can fit only one car by, so just be aware of that. And then the whole back straight from turn 16 to 17 are your next passing zones. All passing zones, as I mentioned earlier, do require a point by. So when you see that car behind you, go ahead and get your arm out the window, point them by to whichever direction is appropriate, and then continue on with your lap. So the flags, if you're unfamiliar with the flags, the first one you're going to see today is a standing yellow flag. Standing yellow flag means that there is no passing on the track. These are going to be shown at every corner worker station during the track orientation session. So please keep your eye out where you see these yellow flags or where the corner workers are going to be all day. Keep your eyes up when you're out on track. See what those corner workers, the information they're giving you, because that information is very valuable. The other way a yellow flag could be displayed is it could be waving. If the flag is waving, that means that something is going on track coming up ahead of you, and that you need to be able to take evasive action, slow down, whatever you may need to do. It could be a car on course. It could be a part for a car that fell off or somebody that spun out. Just be aware for that, and there is no passing under a waving yellow flag either. Next flag you'll see will be a green flag. Green flag means that the track session is open. You're good to go at speed. Very simple. Debris flag. Red and yellow flag like this means that there's some type of debris on the track surface. It could be fluids, could be an animal, could be a cone, could be a part of a car that's fallen off. Just be aware that something may be on track that you may need to change your direction, get around it. They will only show a debris flag for 2 laps. That does not mean the debris is gone. That means that everybody should have seen the debris flag and know that it's there. So just be aware that something could be there. How many of you have ever seen coolant on track before? It's very hard to see, isn't it? So if they show you this, just be aware. If there's something like a fluid down, oil or coolant, it could be very slick out there, and be ready for it, be aware for it. So just pay attention for those items. The meatball flag, mechanical flag as we call it. This means that something is going on with your car. They will show it to individual drivers and usually will point at you. Could mean that your door is cracked open. Maybe the hood is popped open. Maybe your seatbelt is hanging out the door. Maybe a part of your car is hanging off the car. Or fluids are coming out the car. If you see this flag, please pull into the pits at your next opportunity. Check the car out. Let the steward check the car out. Make sure everything is okay. If it's something simple like closing the hood, they can get that done for you. Get right back on track. If it's something else like fluids, then you can get that taken care of and not slow the track day down for everybody else. Passing flag. Corner workers will display this flag if they believe that there's a car coming up behind you that's faster and maybe you haven't seen it, or maybe there's been a car there for a little while that you haven't given a point by to. If you see this flag displayed, first thing you do, check your mirrors. If that car is behind you, then go ahead and give them the point by. Sometimes they get this flag out early or late. So just pay attention, check your mirrors, see who's behind you, and if there is somebody behind you, get them by and get them pointed by. White flag. White flag is not like racing. White flag means that there's a slower vehicle on track. You're going to be coming up on it. So it's similar to a yellow flag, but this car is going to still be moving. So they may have had a mechanical, maybe ran out of gas, maybe just spun off the course. Now they're slowly back on course. Could be a safety vehicle, could be a tow truck or safety vehicle going out to collect somebody else that's out there or pick a part off the track. Just be aware of them. You are allowed to pass those safety vehicles. Just do that, or the slower vehicles. Just do that safely and be aware that you're coming up to them. Black flag. Black flag can be displayed in one of two ways. One way is usually furled up and they'll be pointing it at you. If they're doing that, then they've observed something that you've done that they want to have a chat with you about. Just go ahead, pull into the pits, talk to the starter, they'll let you know what happened. If you're thinking to yourself, I'm sure that I did nothing wrong, I'm not going to go in. Don't do that. Even if you've made a mistake and it's not you, you'll pull through and they'll say, why are you here? And you'll say, I saw the black flag, and they're like, oh, it wasn't for you, and they'll send you on your way. But if you see that black flag waving, pull in, get checked out with the steward, see what's going on. The other way is you'll see maybe a black flag at all stations. Black flag at all corner worker stations means that for some reason they need to get everybody off track as quickly as possible. So proceed. The next time you come around through 17, you're going to go ahead and pit after you've seen the black flag. Get everybody off track as quickly as possible so they can take care of whatever issue that there is on track. If there is an incident on track, they'll have black flags, and a yellow flag will be also displayed at the corner or area of track where that incident has occurred. Last but not least, no, not last, second to last. The flag we don't normally want to see, but it does happen sometimes. This is a red flag. Red flag means that something serious has happened on track where they need to get everybody stopped on track as quickly as possible to get emergency vehicles out. When you see the red flag, first thing you need to do is check your mirrors. Look in your mirrors, make sure the car behind you has also seen the red flag. Then come to a slow, controlled stop to the right-hand side of the track in view of a corner worker station. You want to be in view of that corner worker station so when the red flag is over, they can tell you to proceed. It is appropriate if you're on a part of track or you're pulled to the right and there's not a corner worker station to proceed slowly to that next corner worker station so you can see them. One quick thing, if you do have an incident on track and you stop on track, stay in your car. There's no reason to ever get out of the car except one, and that would be fire. If nothing else is going on, stay in your car. Safety will get to you quickly. They'll get you taken care of. The safest place for you to be is inside your car when you're on track. If the car is on fire, if there is a fire incident, definitely get out of the car as quickly as you can. Get over the closest wall on the side of the track that you are on and get away from that car. Safety will be there. They'll take care of it. You are more important than your vehicle. So that's the only time that you would get out of the car. Last but not least, checkered flag. It means that you have won the HPDE. No, it doesn't mean that. It means the session is over. What they want you to do is just be aware there's no passing after the checkered flag. And then the next time around, go ahead and come into the pits. You may want to slow down. If you're running out there at 8 tenths, you want to slow down to 6 tenths or so. But don't come down to a crawl. They want to get you off track as quick as possible to get the next group out. And this is just to let you know that that session is over. All right. Does anybody have any questions? No? All right. Everybody's ready to have a good day. Those people who have not found your instructors, just hang out here. We'll get you met up with them real quick. Everybody else, your driver's meeting is over. Have a good time.
I have a quick question. So you start between 7 and 10 is still passing?
Yes.
Everywhere?
Yes.
And then between 13 and 14?
Yep. You can get one further.
Yep.
Yep. And then here as well, from this bridge, from the bridge right before 7.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome.
Next time you have to go to the classes?
You do not have to go to the classes, but you're free to if you'd like to.
All right.
That the turn by turn in the afternoon is a really good class to go to.
Okay.
Yep.
I was running all day yesterday.
Okay. Looking for instructor?
Yes.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Wow. Let me see if they're done over there. I don't know. They'll be done in just 1 second.
Should I bring the computer back out?
Yeah, you can.
What was the name? Springfield Speedway. Where David was?
Oh, you know what?
What's her name? Oh, for a checkout run?
Yes.
Okay. Yep, so you'll pull out any kids there with your session?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. 10 minutes before the session. Yep, he'll meet you out there. So, any other
Flying moving. KO, yeah. KL, like you guys don't take like flying moving. For some You're coaching someone? Yeah. Who are you coaching? Do you guys agree? I have 2 guys that coach. Okay. Yeah, they don't have to on the roster. Little disrespect. Just today, right? This one's the registered 2 cops. Or not 2 cops, it's 2 cars. Yep. Sebastian and Mark. There you go. Yes. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Good morning, everyone.
You?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Last name is Gandalf Blue.
You can do both. You can do both.
Will? Okay. Okay. You're here for both days?
Oh, yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
There we go. That's what you need, is it? How much did I pay for? $700. All right.